Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, today, I know a lot of you guys are wondering why I am so excited to talk to you about what seems to be a regular old jellyfish. But I would have that same exact reaction if I didn't already know what this jellyfish can do for the human race. So, this jellyfish, also known as the immortal jellyfish or the Benjamin Button jellyfish, but most scientists would call it the Tortopus dorni. Now, just based off of the names, this jellyfish, you probably already know what it can do. It lives forever necessarily, but not quite. So the way that it does this is through a process called cellular transdifferentiation. And this process is where a dead cell in the body of the jellyfish necessarily repurposes itself into a new cell that the jellyfish needs or whatever the jellyfish wants to do with it. And this can ultimately solve most of the health problems that we see today because it could solve diseases, it could help us to regroup from injuries faster, and it could help us to slow down the aging process. So we all know that cells die in our body, and that's just a process of life because everything that's living could be dead sometime. And this is a given. But with this jellyfish, we could ultimately take back our lives and give us more time to spend with family, friends, or doing what we love. And this jellyfish could be the key to everything that we want in the future. So the way that the jellyfish could help us to do this is because science is trying to crack down this genetic code and understand what or how the jellyfish cellular transdifferentiates. Now, this process might seem super complicated, but it's ultimately just repurposing cells in your body to do whatever you want. Now, the way that it would help with diseases is because, let's just say a cancer patient who doesn't have too much time to live, if they had the jellyfish DNA in them, they could ultimately take cells from like your abs or something and repurpose them into like T4 cells and help to fight off the cancer and really just get rid of all the stuff that the body doesn't need. Now, if we were able to control our cells and do this, the possibilities are ultimately endless because there would mean like not as much deaths from diseases and the ability to just do whatever we wanted to necessarily when it comes to a health standpoint. Because another way that this jellyfish benefits the human race is because injuries. Now, sports players are some of the most athletic players ever, and injuries are just a part of the game. But what this jellyfish does is it could necessarily help recover their injuries at an exponential rate. So let's just say that you tear your ACL. Most people would expect you to sit out from something that you love doing that's also your career and really can help you get back onto the court, field, or playing whatever faster. Now, the way that it does this is because you could take anything from your body and transfer those cells to a place that it's needed. Now, if you could focus your cells to do whatever you want, it could go into like your knee and then make it super strong. And another way that it could help the human race is through slowing down the way that we die. So when the jellyfish, his entire body is ready to give up necessarily, it will look like it's starting to die, but those cells regenerate and it becomes a different jellyfish, but the same jellyfish at the same time because those cells are from the exact same jellyfish, and it goes back into being a baby, but the growth rate for this new body or jellyfish is super quick, so it really goes back to being a mature adult faster than it does when it's a fresh new jellyfish. And this could help us because, like, I honestly don't think that science is going to make it that far, but if, let's just say that there's a wild possibility that science does, that would completely change everything, because now your grandfather who has Alzheimer could basically be recycled into a baby for like a couple of weeks and then go back into being like his prime self, like the adult, and he could ultimately relive his life. Maybe there's something that he wanted to change and now he has a second chance. But there are so many other reasons why you should be excited for this jellyfish. But the reasons that I chose were honestly the main reasons why I felt so attracted to this jellyfish. And that's because it could help fight diseases, and it helps to recover from injury, and it could basically make you immortal. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully you're excited as I am to explore this wonderful journey.